We gotta get some light on in here, guys. Unprofessional. All right. Yeah, we gotta turn on some light here. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's adjust the camera here. Sorry about the sound. We gotta make sure we are live. It looks like we are. Ah, hang on a second here, guys and gals, and we'll get rolling here. Just want to make sure we are on. And oh, what a season! It ended a few days ago. And of course, the hate for Caitlin Clark continues to mount. Shame, shame. Everybody knows your name. And that, so close this out, open this up. Yeah, Caitlin Clark had a pretty good season for a rookie in the WNBA. Smashed for a total of 62 records. Not just franchise records, rookie records, and league records. So what does it mean? Everybody hates her guts now, even more than ever before. Holy cow, the hate in this league is transparent. Well, yeah, very transparent. Obviously, the fans going to. Today is round 2 of the WNBA playoffs, and they're going to get a dose of reality. If they don't garnish at least 1 million views in one of these games, this is where people's going to realize, hey, the hate towards a player is not going to be tolerated no more. And here's a problem with you, the media. Yes, ESPN, yes, CNN, yes, those left wing, and I'm going to say some right wings is guilty of this too. But everybody in media, they're guilty of pushing a narrative that's not fair to Caitlin Clark, and it's not even more fair to the WNBA players. But then the WNBA players has their own problem, which they have trolls on their accounts. That's why Caitlin don't really pay attention to her social media, and the smart players don't pay attention to the social media that much, in a way. So what they do instead is technically, I just want to make sure we are live, obviously, because I don't really see it here. So I got to go to the channels page. It says I'm live. Yes, we are live there and all that. Got a nice thumbnail of Caitlin Clark. Hopefully that grabs some attention. Yeah, breaking. And look at reason the hate with Caitlin Clark is technically is she's one of the very few players that's coming in with multi-deal endorsements, a fan base that is really loyal to the player. She is really loyal to the fans. Have anybody from the WNBA witches, notice that she signs autographs and basically turning their home arena into Caitlin's home arena instead, because they're all there to see Caitlin Clark play. They wouldn't care less about, because this is a history of the WNBA. I followed the history of the WNBA since almost day one as a sports fan. I got turned off on it since they went into the what they call a let's put that. Let's call it what it is: an activist league. Technically, the way I got turned off on it, and now you got players are telling me how I should spend my money. I gotta tell any players from any league, male or female, you do not have the right to tell me where I spend my money on, because that is my choice. If one of my local ball players, especially in developmental baseball, we had a player at one time here in the Lumber Kings when we had developmental baseball, when the players used to get paid at the same time, was just criticizing the fans. When they criticized the fans for not caring, They need to spend more money, come to these games, and forcing fans to come to these games. You know what the fans do? They don't come at all. They don't like to be told what to do. Technically, in a way. And once we get there, we have a right to cheer on our favorite players. We get a right to boo our players off the court if they wanted to, off the field. It's the way sports is. And some of these women in WNBA just cannot and will never figure out. If they didn't learn it in college, they'll never learn it in the pros. And how does WNBA stay as business as long when it's being subsidized by the NBA? When you have to subsidize, I remember just a couple years ago where the WNBA players were all whining and crying, boo hoo, woe is me. We need to make more money as a guys. Or how are you going to make more money when you have empty seats? When barely 40% of the arena is filled. You're not filling the arenas. You're not putting ratings. You're not putting ratings because nobody want to watch bricklayers. If you want to watch a bricklayer, you go to a construction site uh, to see if they lay bricks there. I would love to see the electric here in town back in the 20s when that's how some of our roads got built. It's brick by brick and that. So yeah, we're talking to you, Angel Reese, and that. But it's nobody doesn't want to see a hunk of mess and want to see grown women crying like babies because they're not getting paid. Well, if you put butts in the seats and you put ratings up, you wouldn't be screaming about this, would you? Be friendly to the fans. Oh no, we can't be friendly to fans because they don't believe. Well, we don't want that kind of fan base and that. But that was back then, and it's still true today. Unfortunately, with Caitlin Clark effect came in full swing this year. Uh, every home game for the Fever was sold out. Every game on the road where some of them had to force to go to larger venues, Chicago, Dallas. We're talking to you directly. I don't know about the Connecticut Sun because the nearest large building is like an hour and a half away. It's in Boston. Technically, in a way, they only played one game there. They did sell it out, but it was not on national TV. That's another reason why they complain and whine. Just look at here, we sold out TD Garden. Yeah, congratulations, Connecticut Sun. Unfortunately, it was not a national televised game. Too bad. That's how TV works, guys and gals out there. That's how TV works. It's like how YouTube works. People really want to watch you, they will click on the video. If they don't watch you, they don't click on a video, would they? So, am I complaining and whining about it? No. Because if I get one person to watch this video, I'm happy as a lark. Hey, at least someone took their time off their schedule to watch this video or live stream and that. So, yeah, I'm happy to that. Now, with the Caitlin Clark deal, where basically the season's over for Caitlin Clark. Everybody knows that. It's old news now. Now, today, as I'm live with this one, to see how it's going to be interesting how the TV rating is going to work. If they don't draw at least 1 million fans for one of those games, then everybody knows that it just gives the crybaby women more ammo to cry about. Instead of crying and pounding, you got to figure out how to fix it yourself. Instead of blaming somebody else's for your woes. And that is a stinking problem in the WNBA. It's always somebody else's fault when they don't look at themselves. Well, is it my fault I don't get 10 million views on a video? No, it's not my fault, but I'm not going to blame anybody else on it because that is what I'm supposed to do. I got to figure out how to get 10 million views on a stinking video. It's nobody else's fault but my own. I gotta make quality videos or something like that. Make videos that make sense or something like that. That's what YouTubers do. And that. But if the people are willing to click on the video, boom, they watch it and that. And the WNBA is basically the same way. When you got a likable player like Caitlin Clark comes into your league and just break every rookie record, every franchise record, and broke a few WNBA records along the way. Well, instead of crying and complaining and whining like big babies that they are, why don't you improve your stinking basketball skills to regain those records? Because records are made to be broken. Yes, records are made to be broken. That's why they're called records. And yes, all records are made to be broken. Even Caitlin Clark said it herself. If she knew a basketball player that's about to break her scoring record, she wants to be there when it happens so she can congratulate that person for doing it. Not like Cheryl Swoops, the pooper swooper, the biggest hater of Caitlin Clark of all time, one of the greatest scorers of all time in college and all that stuff. Just cried like a baby, like she was and is, and just destroying her own credibility, destroying her own legacy. And all that stuff. It's just amazing how these women are, like Charles Barkley said, are so petty. It just doesn't make sense. That's why nobody watches them. Now we're gonna figure out today if anybody's gonna watch it. Are you gonna watch any of the games? The only two teams I'm intrigued in is can the Aces three-peat? That's probably the only. I'm only gonna wait till the clinching game. I'm not gonna watch the whole series. I'm just gonna wait and see when if they're up in a. I'm gonna wait for the Aces when they're up in the series, about ready to clinch it. That's the only time I'm gonna watch it, technically in a way. Sorry, Kate Martin. I love you, girl, but you're just with a team with a bunch of crybabies and that. And and unfortunately, continuing son because Mayberry used to be that Mayberry girl. Used to play for the Chicago Sky earlier this year, and she demanded a trade out of Chicago because she couldn't stand the professional bricklayer named Angel Reese. That was more worried about her double double, rebounds and points instead of having a balanced game like you're supposed to have a team game, but it's me, me, me. You know, the attitude of the whole WNBA is always me, 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 me. It's only me, me, me. Nobody else. No team play. If there's a team play, I'd be shocked if there's a team play. But Caitlin Clark made her whole Fever team look better. A bunch of underachievers, young team. I mean, the only veteran you had was Erica Wheeler, and you had another veteran, Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell played a very good season. I mean, she came off the bench and became a starter. They had some passing trouble because they're new to her style passing from her talent, from Caitlin's talent, and they all learned together to play as a team. Right now, the big three and the Fever is as of right now, if they can stay together, is going to be it's going to be Alea Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Caitlin Clark, the big three. They just got to figure out the two forward positions. Lexi Hall is a hit or miss lately. Um, Nia Smith. Some days she's on, but when she plays against the Connecticut Sun, oh no, I can't defeat my girlfriend, Dejanay Carrington. Woe is me, I can't defeat her. I gotta build her up. So I score no points. Yeah, that's how Fever loses too. You don't play. You basically no-showed the game. If you look at the stats versus Natalia, most of those games she played against the Connecticut Suns, Natalia Smith was a no-show. She was odd. She was there physically, but never there mentally. Maybe she was not there at all, or who knows. But I know the last game she was benched. Technically was benched by Christy Sides, which that would have been a good decision. I would have benched her a lot sooner than that if I was a coach and all that. Now let's go on to the financial benefits of the WNBA with Caitlin Clark being in the league. But the problem is the haters are going to hate. The media hates her, regardless if it's left wing or right wing. because Fox News is just guilty as is too, and ESPN and that right now. ESPN is just leading the way of the hate, and they're pushing that narrative, they're pushing that racial hate, but nobody doesn't talk about the hate that Caitlin Clark receives. They all talk about the hate that the other players are receiving. That's even worse yet, because they believe in the internet trolls. And that's why they're getting the hate, because they have to read the internet trolls, see what the internet trolls has to say. And you know what the Fever did? The entire Fever team, all they did was they look at the comment section, they look at the positives, ignore the haters. That's basically it. They ignore the haters. You don't feed the trolls. One thing we learned on YouTube: never feed a troll, because they will troll you. I get trolled on this channel off and on, maybe parody channels on me, but you know what? I don't really care, because you know what? Trolls, you're just making the channel even stronger. I noticed this in past videos. Every time I criticize, let's say if I criticize Elbow when he was on YouTube, his channel got stronger. When reason it got stronger, because you know why? They got more trolls developing. Now trolls are now infiltrating them instead. But if I talk about the First Amendment auditors and all that stuff, it just makes their channels grow. But problem is, they're getting more trolls over there. Yeah, have fun with those. But yeah, the women of the WNBA, you need to turn off your social media. You gotta make these dumb, hateful posts, and that's why you're getting trolled big time. You got to take everything with a grain of salt. What can they do? Well, they like to throw salt in old wounds anyway, so that's what they do best: throw salt in open wounds to make it worse, technically in a way, and that's what makes it worse on them. They don't realize it. so don't. So how do you fix the WNBA? Financially, they're going to look pretty good in 2026, but you got to wait till 2026 season, because that's where the new TV contracts comes in. And of course, they won't give Caitlin Clark any credit, like the media always do. You don't give nobody credit that they deserve. They deserve this credit, because they're the ones that bring in the fan base. Now the WNBA hates this fan base with a passion, because they don't like the fan base. Like the Minnesota Lynx coach, Cheryl Reese, doesn't give two shits, not even one shit. Yeah, that's what she said, quote unquote, in a previous interview, when Caitlin Clark was coming in for the first time to Minnesota. Caitlin really embarrassed her, made her eat her own words. That's technically what she did. It made Cheryl Reese eat her own words. That's technically it right there. I take a sip of my soda. Holy cow! But have you noticed there's a lot of YouTube channels out there that's built their channels basically talking about Caitlin Clark, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Usually, mostly, if it's about the ugly, it's when it comes to these channels, when it comes down to the ugliness, it's usually bad play, bad decision making, and all that stuff. I mean, every player will get criticized for bad decisions, bad plays, and all that stuff. Everybody will get criticized for that. The bad, it's almost like if it's like a team effort. If a team is not receiving the pass very well. But the good is when all engines are clicking, technically in a way. So that'd be the good part. So when the engines are clicking, the team seems like they win, or they get very competitive, and all that stuff. And that. What Caitlin Clark needs to do during the off season, well, she really needs this deserved break, because remember, she was playing basketball since about October of last year, and solid basketball games, from that exhibition game at Kinnick Stadium to the regular season, all the way up to the NCAA finals, and all the way up to the NCAA finals, into the WNBA draft, and the ridiculous schedule of the WNBA. 11 games in 20 days. That is a ridiculous schedule that they had. The Fever and Caitlin Clark was really not fair for Caitlin Clark, but it really wasn't fair for the rest of the Fever team anyway. But they benefited towards the end of the season when they got more rest. A lot of people was pissed off and angry uh, that Caitlin Clark didn't make the Olympics. I look at it as a player, and I said, yeah, I would be upset not going to the Olympics, but I took it the opportunity to take a break that she needed it really bad because when she came back after the Olympic break, she was averaging. Before the Olympic break, Caitlin Clark was averaging around 16, 17 points per game, about 4 or 5 rebounds about per game, which is pretty good in a way. Her turnovers was always a question. Always will be a question when you're a point guard and a passer. You're always going to have even great players. LeBron James, when he retires, he's still going to retire with a record of turnovers. Because when he played the point guard, when he goes out there making passes, making those big passes, you're going to turn the ball over. I played basketball for a year back in junior high, but yeah, when you make passes and they get picked off, or the player did not receive the ball very well, it's considered a turnover and that. So yeah, in basketball, you want to protect the ball as much as possible. You want to get a quality shot, not like air balls. Who wants to pay money to see pro basketball players, including women, throwing air balls? Look I even had a laugh at Caitlin Clark threw an air ball, 2 air balls actually this season. She threw up a couple of air balls, and she got a good laugh out of it. In fact, it's because she knew better. She knew better than that, but she took it in stride and made a good laugh about it. Yeah, Caitlin Clark got before I sign off on this. Caitlin Clark did get Rookie of the Year, both unanimous by AP, and unfortunately, this did not plan too well for Angel Reese. But the league also awarded, which it did not get the media hoopla like it should because the media doesn't like Caitlin Clark. Anyway, actually, I'm going to just warn the media right now. You can make and break things. And you broke in media, you broke a lot of things in your freaking history and reporting. You don't do anything positive. It's negative, 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 negative. Why don't we just look at the things that are positive? Caitlin Clark is going to be the first of many, many players coming down the pike. As long as the other girls are coming out of college with the head on straight and thinking that I can help this league even grow bigger than what Caitlin Clark is doing, they have the ability to do it, but they got to do it at the college level. If they can do it at the college level, they can do it in the pro level. All they have to do is translate it into be friendly to the fans, be friendly to whoever, sign those autographs, whatever it takes to get the fans on your side, to make it likable, make unbelievable plays, and you too can be helping Caitlin Clark develop the WNBA to a league of its own. Uh, right now, Caitlin Clark is in a league of her own. She's in her own league. That's why a lot of players are jealous. They cannot match up to her talent. That's what tells me where they refuse to match up to their talent because that tells me as a fan that they have no talent. Uh, that tells me one thing: they have no talent. When you gotta criticize somebody else's talent, what does it say about your talent? You don't have no talent at all. If I criticize a larger YouTube channel for being a view hog and all that stuff, what does it say about me? What I have to do, like what you have to do, you have to work on your craft. Otherwise, if you don't, be happy what you have because, like I said, if I get one person to watch this entire live stream, or even let's say 10 minutes of this live stream, I'm happy. It's a view. At least it's a good view. On the main channel, if I get anybody to watch, clicks on that video, clicks on that video, watches the video. If they smash that like button, yeah, smash that like button. And if you really enjoy it, smash that like button. If you don't really like it, go thumbs down on it because you reacted to it. Because the time you reacted to it, that helps me out too. So what Caitlin Carter has to do next year is continue to play as she is, like she was towards the end of the rookie year. Continue putting those big numbers, 25, 25, 5 and 5 type numbers, which that's good. That could lead you to. Uh, oh, by the way, here's another thing. Here's another thing that no WNBA rookie ever did. And she got hate for this. She got trashed on. She got dumped on. They don't even want to congratulate her on this, but she was the very first WNBA rookie to do a triple double. That means double points, double rebounds, double assists, double steals, any of those categories that is positive. Of course, she had a triple double in the first game, which she had turnovers, but they don't really count turnovers as a positive stat that really helps the team on to, attempt to win a game or won a game. So, Caitlin Clark was the very first WNBA rookie not just to do a triple double. That was versus a winning team. That was the New York Liberty. She scored it on against the Liberty first, and she did it twice. The other one was against a losing team, which it was the LA Sparks. So the first one should be the one that really counted the most because that was against a winning team, and that triple double happened late in the third, or I think it happened late in the third quarter of that game, if not at least early in the fourth quarter when the game was still on the line. And the last triple double that Caitlin Clark did, and she did two in 1 year in her rookie year. She not just did one, she did two. One versus a winning team, the other one against a losing team. The first one was more gratifying because that was against a winning team. That's always more satisfying, technically way. And because with a losing team, you expect to have a lot of triple doubles anyway, if you're a great point guard. But now she's going to understand that those are the numbers that she needs to achieve next year. In fact, she was only one of five players in the entire history of the WNBA to have two or more triple doubles in a season. Wow. That is food for thought. That is what people pay to see. Uh, that's what people pays to see. See great plays. See a great player. See a team that really understand the concept of a team game. You win as a team. You lose as a team. There's none. There's no finger pointing. If they can get rid of the finger pointing, you got a great team. Look at college players. Look at college teams. They, if one is at fault, they're all at fault. Because somebody did not make that pass, someone did not make that critical shot, someone choked on an easy layup that could have either tied the game or won the game, technically away. So women of the WNBA, pay attention to this. If you want fans to come to your games, first of all, be friendly to your fan base, your home fans. Because I remember I saw a YouTube video just a couple years ago. This is a couple years ago, long before Caitlin Clark ever entered the league. I saw players complaining about the noise at their home games. When they're playing a home game, they complain and whine about the noise. They even turn around and tell their hometown fans to shut up. Yeah, telling your hometown fans to shut up. Guess what happened in the very next game? Nobody shows up. When the word gets out that when the word gets out, women of the WNBA, when the word gets out, if you don't care about your hometown fans, guess what your hometown fans doesn't do? They don't show up. If one of my sports teams, it doesn't matter if it's high school or the Lumber Kings, the college game, or even back during the developmental year, when a player tells their home fans to shut up, I stop going to the games. I just will not go no more until that player is gone. I mean, gone out of here. Pack them up and go, ship them. Unfortunately, in developmental play, that is not easy to do. But when you are a college woodbat league, that's easy to do. All you have to do is just tell them, pack up your bags and go. We don't need you here. If you don't appreciate the fans, they don't appreciate you. Pack up your bags, go. That's all I can say. So if you don't like your hometown fans, WNBA women, witches, if you don't like your hometown fans, pack up your bags, go away. Because then the fans want to see players that appreciate their home fan base. You got to develop your fan base. If I ask this question around major cities that has a WNBA team, I bet you half of them don't even know that they had a WNBA team in town because either they don't go or they don't care about it about right now. But if you want to increase attendance to your arena, you've got to be friendly with your fans. Caitlin Clark does. Caitlin Clark is always friendly with fans. She always takes time out to sign autographs for the kids, take a quick photo, whatever it takes. She did it at home games. She did it on away games. Right now, she's enjoying her off time. Or every time there's an autograph session, she's right there, front and center, signing autographs, including the Fever. I noticed the other Fever players are now signing autographs because you know why they're signing? Why? Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Erica Wheeler is now signing autographs, and all the other players are signing autographs because they want to develop their own fan base. And if they create their own fan base, if they say they're likable, I said, man, it's impossible to get a Caitlin Clark jersey. Well, maybe I can get a Kelsey Mitchell jersey instead. Maybe I get a Leah Boston jersey instead. Maybe I'll get an Erica Wheeler. If she doesn't play a whole lot, she has a jersey. Yeah, I'll get that jersey too. If I can't get a Caitlin Clark jersey, I'll get one of the other jerseys to show my support for that whole team. And that would I? I don't know. I haven't. I don't tell you the truth. I don't even own. I'm a Hawkeye fan, and I don't even own a Hawkeye jersey. Angie does, but I don't even own a Hawkeye jersey myself. I don't even own a. I had not even own an NBA jersey in a long time. I bought one. That was it. That was when Jordan was playing, and that was it. But yeah, if you want to be a fan of the game, players, you know, they're trying to kill this cash cow. That's all they're trying to do. That's all the media is doing. What happens? Now, this is going to be the $1,000,000 question. I hope you guys are able to still watch this part or skip to this part. But here's the $1,000,000 question is this. What would happen to the WNBA if Caitlin Clark decided to pack up and go someplace else? Because she knows darn well, and everybody knows, you make more money overseas. You get more respect overseas. Fans respect them. Media respects them because media treats them like gods over there. But over here, media treats Caitlin Clark like shit. And there's no bones about it. They all treat Caitlin Clark like shit. I'm talking about you bitches on The View. Okay, you bitches on The View. You treated Caitlin Clark like shit since day one. And that other YouTube channel, Indisputable. Yeah, I dispute everything you say because you know why? You can't end racism with racism. Now that's food for thought right there. Can you end racism with racism? Not happening. Not happening. It will never happen. But right now, if the WNBA is to survive, you have to figure out how to keep the cash cow happy, how to make your own cash going by trying to improve your basketball skills, use the off season to improve your basketball skills. I mean, if you're laying up bricks faster than a bricklayer, that tells you that you need to practice your game, practice your skills. Go back to the way you played back in college. Because you notice how I saw how Caitlin Clark played in the second half of the season. We saw the Iowa Caitlin Clark, not a WNBA Caitlin Clark. We saw an Iowa Hawkeye Caitlin Clark play. And guess what? Aaliyah Boston played like she was playing in South Carolina. And Wheeler, not Wheeler, but Mitchell, She was playing like she was back in college. She was having fun. But yeah, they went back to play like a team, but they went back the way they played back in college. That what made the game a faster pace because Caitlin Clark loves a fast-paced game. Uh, Move that ball forward, run while they're young. Because Caitlin Clark, if she has a weak game, it's the half-court game. Uh, she's also improving her game right now. Her mid-range has really improved. Her driving to the ball, no matter if it's going to the left or right, they want her moving one way because that's her weakness. But she's really improving on that one. She can go either way now. If she improves on those basketball skills, and she's young enough to work on them during the off season, and if she practices on it and works on it, she's going to be better for the league. She's going to be better for with the fan base. It's going to make the fans want to watch more. Oh, by the way, Caitlin Clark, last game when she got eliminated, got 2.5 million views. 2.5 million views. Imagine what the WNBA will draw today. Combined of all the games, combined, what's going to be the grand total? I'll guarantee you it will be more than 1.5. 1 million short of Caitlin Clark, what she does by herself. Caitlin Clark, remember, is responsible nearly 35 to 40% of all attendance counted this year by the WNBA. If I was Chicago and I was Dallas, I don't know about Connecticut. Next time you have Caitlin Clark come to town, move your game to a bigger venue because you know why? It'd be a home game for you, but it's more money for you as a team. It's smart business sense. Why do you think Aces draws? They draw almost 10,000 fans a game, but they play in a small building. When Caitlin Clark came to town, they went to T-Mobile Arena, which is a 20,000 seat arena. When the Atlanta Dream plays in the smallest building, a 3,500 seat building. It might be a high school gym. But when Caitlin Clark's in town, they moved over to the State Farm Arena, and they drew a league record they drew a franchise record of 17,000 plus. Uh, they went all their games versus Caitlin Clark to they drew because you know what, the Dream takes in almost 80% of that money. That helps the Dream financially, basically, and the Mystics drew probably one of the biggest crowds in the WNBA history, and they just beat out Vegas by a couple hundred people. That's it. And that was the last game. I think it was a game that Caitlin Clark didn't really need to win. In fact, Caitlin Clark didn't really need to play in that game, to tell you the truth, because FIBA already clinched playoff spot. And basically, it's just the Mystics was just trying to finish out the season. That was basically it. Just finish out the season strong with a good crowd and hopefully a good win, which they did in a way. Because Caitlin Clark did not really have to play that game because she only played like 20 minutes or so. And they just benched her the rest of the game. They didn't want to risk injuring her for playoffs and that. Until the famous eye poke of doom. Finger poke of doom, they call it, I think. But right now, I think we're going to wrap this up. But yeah, our whole thoughts on Caitlin Clark is will she save the WNBA? As of now, the way the players are treating her, the way they're insulting the fan base, including the home fan base again, in a way, when you start attacking the fan base, guess what the fans don't do? Either they're going to show up in force for Caitlin Clark, or they don't show up for your next home game when Caitlin Clark doesn't play there. You're just going to make Caitlin Clark fan base even stronger. But what happens if Caitlin Clark decides to leave the WNBA? What happens next? Well, that $260 million TV deal can go poof up in smoke. Poof up in smoke. Just like the atomic bomb. It just goes poof real quick. What happened to your fan base? Poof, gone real quick, including the whole fan base which you're trying to develop yourselves for your for you, trying to develop your own fan base. Poof, gone. Right now, what's poof and gone is this live stream. I hope you guys enjoy it. But my thoughts on Caitlin Clark. She had a great year. She broke 26, not 26, 63 records, not just rookie records, but also franchise records and league records. And she is the real deal. Either the players gotta, either it's, if you're gonna cry and whine about it and cry about it, what tells you about your basketball skills? They suck. In other words, if you want those records back, you gotta work on your skills more because Caitlin Clark is gonna run circles around this league. In fact, she's in the league of her own. She's just making the players, her teammates, even better than that. All right, we're out of here. Please like, share, subscribe, don't forget to subscribe on the notification bell. We'll try to be back next week. We'll see you. Then we'll see what else we can rant on next week, but we'll wait and see, okay? We'll see you then. I have to do an edited video one of these days on this issue myself, all right? We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.